Hey. It's this goddamn word that's been keeping me up, keeping me with great cranial pain. You know, all these games, all these mommy ASMRs late at night, these were all just mere distractions to take my mind away from the incident. So it all starts back in around middle school area. I think it was my first year of middle school. I was like, what, 13 years old. And looking at me now versus then, I gotta say, there's probably not a lot that has changed in the whole realm of talking to women. So with that alone, you could probably see where it's gonna be going. Yeah, so it's a little biscuit. During this time, his balls just dropped. He was feeling good. He was feeling great. And I remember one of my friends mentioned, who was a little bit older than me, that he had a friend that was a girl. At this time, not really any of us in the group. There was no real action in that space, and so naturally, I was pretty curious. I was like, "Yo, you know, introduced me to her." And even though at this time I think she was freshman in high school, so she was like what 2 years older than me. And yeah, so I kind of forget about this moment. Time moves on, whatever. During this time, especially, I was a Overwatch fanatic. I think it was around 2018 when this happened. So, Overwatch was still kind of popping. It was kind of popping. Mainly, it was just the only game that, really, even to this day, I really enjoy. I was a degenerate. I was playing fucking 10 hours a day in my living room. I wouldn't even eat fucking dinner a lot of times. I would skip meals. And so I was a actual twig. Let's just say during this time, I lived, breathed, shit, and beat off to Overwatch. Widowmaker, by the way, was I don't know where I'm even going here. Back to the story. Yeah, time goes by, and I remember this one fateful day. Little me arrives back from school like usual. He thought it would just be, just another day. Hopping on the game, playing his Genji, but I guess fate had something else in store. Because when I got home, I saw a bunch of shoes at the door. And a lot of these I did recognize, so I was like, at first I was like, yo, okay, some of my friends are over. Because my friends were mainly, like my brother's friends as well. So I was like, okay, my brother's hanging out with some of the friends in the living room. That's cool. That's cool. Nothing unusual. But then I spot it. What do I spot? I spot a pair of female shoes. And I'm like, hold on. What is going on here? And then it hits me. I'm like, wasn't I the one who was asking? I was all cocky because I didn't really think I was going to actually meet her. I was just kind of all talk like, yo, introduce me to her, man. Like, dude, I'm gonna spit some mad game. I sat there for a good minute contemplating my game plan. I was like, okay, what do I say? What do I do? I'm already prepared, getting kind of prepared. I kind of like made sure not to make too much noise. My old house had a gate, by the way. It was like in some apartment place. It's not really too important, but the gate, I guess, it was already open, so it didn't make any noise, right? And so I don't think they were alerted of my presence. Now, although you could argue that my presence is never unnoticed. My presence never goes unnoticed. All right. I just kind of had that effect, but I guess here they weren't aware. So I made sure not to close the gate because I was like that'd make a lot of noise. I slowly took off my shoes, and I was like, okay. So when I open this door, I have to hit this lady. I almost said bitch there. with a one liner that will make her think that I'm real chill with it. Like, oh, I didn't notice you there. Even though I was shitting my pants, in front of the door for about a minute. I wanted it to come off as like nonchalant. Little brother just walked in the room. Phew, what's up, guys? Whatever. I wanted to go for that vibe. So I prepared myself. I braced myself for impact. I clenched my cheeks, and I opened the door. Loud ass door. I step in the room. Everything goes fucking quiet. God damn it. Like, I wish this much pressure wasn't put on me, because looking back, there was no way I was going to live up to it. Honestly, I should have just been a normal. But everyone goes silent. All this pressure's all of a sudden shifted onto me as everybody in the room turns their heads and looks at me. And the girl is right there. She's the closest one to me. So I subconsciously or consciously, I don't even know what was really running through my mind at that time. Clearly not a lot. I deepen my voice. So my voice is like this. Yeah, I went like this. I went like down here. I went like to the forbidden territory, because the worst thing you could do is change your voice or your personality when you're around a woman, a fine lady, especially when you're around friends, because again, they'll make fun of you for it. And I learned this lesson real bad. So I end up kind of flicking my hair back, hitting her with my ultimate. I popped ult right away. I hit her with a quick, hey. And I don't even remember if I got a response. Because all that was like in my head at that time was like, fuck, I fucked it up. First fucking word, I fucked it up. I'm a dumb cunt. And my friends caught on real quick. They're like, okay, like this dude is deepening his voice to fucking hell. And so they're like, they start just laughing. I'm sitting there. The girls, I don't even think she responded. It's like, what is going? What am I doing? What am I doing here? I wish I could just, at that point, I felt like just disappearing into the bathroom and just jerking it. I really wanted to I just want to air everyone out, and just so there was no witnesses at this point. I was just like, fuck. But then I realized I did it. I deserve it. I deserve it. I'm a dumbass. I deserve it. And so I just sat there. I'm like, yep. Just kind of nodding my head. Yep. All right. I'm the clown. Someone pass me the makeup, pass me the fucking big red nose, pass me the fucking rainbow afro, because I'm just the fucking clown now. And I just knew right away that her panties were, in fact, not sodden, not wet, but drier than a Popeye's biscuit. I just knew I blew my chances. It was over for me. Especially young me, that shit was detrimental. So they're laughing, whatever. I'm like, dude, fuck. So I was just like, I did I just went, fuck it. I'm just gonna go through my routine like usual. So I drop my backpack and I turn on the game in the living room, right in front of everyone. My back turned to them. I just end up turning on the Xbox and going to Overwatch like usual, turning it on, and I start playing ranked. I start playing ranked in front of these motherfuckers. And it was funny because I think a little part of me actually thought that I might be able to impress her. Like, my last ditch effort was to impress her with my Genji gameplay. But mind you, I was a bronze peaker. You would think playing 10 out of, devoting your fucking life and sacrificing everything, right? You would be high elo. But I guess little me had a very low IQ, because I peaked at bronze on console, which is probably it's the easier platform. So I don't know. So I bronze Genji, I start playing, and one of my friends is like, "Oh, you're trying to impress her with your gameplay?" And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, "Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up. Let me cook." All right? And so I'm doing whatever's combos and things. I think I even got like a triple quadra, and I was like, yeah, she's gotta be wet. She's gotta be wet. And I think she tried to make conversation with me, but I was too much of a geek to even say anything back. I was just on the game, on the grind. And I wish I could say it was just because I didn't care about women. I was just focused on my grind. But the reality is, I'm just so yeah. I remember I saw her a couple more times. There's just there was negative chemistry. I think one time I sat by the pool and we were talking about, she was talking about high school, and she was saying something like, oh, like, one tip I'd give you, it's like, eat or get eaten, or it's like kill or be killed. It's like a very competitive environment, like social environment. So she was talking about how she got involved in clubs and things, and so she got friends and whatever, and her way around it to not be like just seen as a loser. And I was just thinking, yeah, I'm fucked. you know. Uh, this bitch is pitying me beyond. And well, I guess I didn't take her advice because I was an absolute loser through all of high school. You know, I know it's hard to believe, that my 6'2" frame self wasn't slaying bitches on the daily. I know it is crazy, but yeah, I was kind of a cuck. So it's just something that, just sometimes, gets me from boner to half chub when I think about it. I realize it's nothing too big, but for me, that shit sucks. And my friends who were there still clown me on that shit to this day, occasionally busting out that voice line, hey, hey. And yeah, I just accepted it. It is what it is. So yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed. All right. Bye bye.